to reminisce about some things. I pray peace upon y'all families this morning. I pray peace upon those men who are incarcerated as well as women and teenagers. And once again, we've been blessed to it for another day. Uh, we'll wait till we kind of get some up in here. Now y'all see, so y'all can see Dre Dog on with just released. Enjoyed the conversation last night in which we had on contraband and female talk. I pray that y'all enjoyed that, and I pray that you tell somebody about just release, and because we need some more subscribers. We need some more subscribers. We need people to watch just release. We need people to watch just release. I guess everybody stayed up late last night and still asleep. Where you viewers at? What up? What up? What's happening? Yeah, it's it's good in the neighborhood. It's good in the neighborhood. I know a lot of you guys where you from. Uh, it's good in your neighborhood as well. Uh, I wanted to talk about time this morning because time can easily do you. Time can do you to a hard part. And what I mean by that is that time could really have you stressed out. And especially if you're doing a lot of time, you don't need to be stressed out, right? But time is something that we have to adapt to when we get incarcerated. You have to do time and not let time do you because, see, if you let the time do you, and that's meaning that you're not paying attention, you're not doing what you need to do in order to survive in the easy manner. Because see, if you allow time to do you, then it's gonna be hard for you. It's gonna be a hard. That's gonna be a rough ride. It's gonna be a rough ride. You can't do time, laying around all day in your bunk. Thanks for the thumb up. Uh, Not paying attention, not trying to do something that can better your situation while being in prison. You know, we try to sleep our time where you got 75 years, or you have a life sentence and you trying to sleep your time away. It don't go like that, people. It don't go like that. That's the hardest time you'll ever do in your life, trying to do it in that manner, because you got some guys that take psych pills, right? And all they would do is sleep they days away. Before you know it, they be talking about, man, or they'll wake up talking about, man, the day Monday, man, the day Friday. You've been in there sleeping all this time, mothballs and all that up under your bunk. Um, we can't allow time to do us because, you know, when you go to prison, right, and you do time, prison is supposed to preserve you. You know, it's like putting some figs in a jar, or some peaches or something in a jar, and they they are preserved. They are preserved, and that's how offenders. If you've been locked up a long time, you've been preserved. So, and when they preserve these fruits in these jars, they are good when they open them. And so when you done a lot of years and been preserved, you should get out with an open mind, or with an open mindset that you need to go out and do what's right in society, because you've been preserved. See them courts and stuff, they think that what they're doing by giving us their time is really hurting us. And to a degree, it is, and it hurts the people that's in our life, right? But if you go in and do time, then that long sentence, it wasn't so bad because you benefited from it. You benefited from it. Well, it's things that they have going out there that you would have to pay for out here just to get in it, right? But uh, we look at the fact that time, if you are given time, then you have to do it. You have to do it. And why not do it in a manner that doesn't affect you totally mentally? Because you know, if you're doing a lot of years, you're gonna fall back into a mind state that could mess you up. You lose your mother, you lose your father, you lose your loved ones that's close to a child or something in that nature while doing time, and can't go to the funeral, right? You know, that's how they do it here in the state of Texas. You know, their system is designed to destroy that bond you have with your loved ones, and because they don't have no gratitude towards the way you feel, because we won't let you go to your own mother's funeral. And what would take place is sometime they would lock you up, right? They would lock you up, and because they feel like you're gonna act a fool. And it's only right in that person's nature to go into a state of foolishness, because it's foolish that y'all is not allowing me to uh, go to my grandparents or my mother's funeral, the people that love me so much, the people that raised me, that been there for me, and you're gonna tell me I can't go. That is a feeling that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can never ex- sense that such of a gratitude of people who truly don't care how you feel. They don't care about your inner self. You know, if you've been locked up 20 years on any kind of sentence, and you supposed to, you're not a threat anymore. You're not a major threat after being incarcerated that long. So how could that hurt you to go to that funeral? What nature of offense that you can do other than try to escape? And that's nowhere on your mind, because you done 20 years. Eventually you're about to make parole. But we have men and women in prison that lost these people, and act the fool. Act the fool. See, the system is like this. See, if they have some incidents, right, where people have totally uh, acted out because of this, and that's what they look at towards another inmate. See, whatever this inmate does, it affects the other inmate. I remember when they had the Texas 7 escape, that totally changed the Texas prison system. That totally changed. This happened on one facility, right? But it affected all units throughout the state of Texas. And they start coming up with other rules and regulations that would affect you so that that wouldn't occur anymore. That won't happen anymore. But it can happen because uh, the system is corrupt here in the state of Texas to the point where it make you truly act out. It truly make you act out because don't nobody want to do time. You know, we get arrested, right? And we try to make bond. We try to get some of the best lawyers, thinking that we can buy the system, thinking that we can manipulate the system. But the system is so designed well that when they give you that time, they feel like they know what they're giving you, and they truly feel that that's what you needed. A life sentence. That's how you feel, that I needed a life sentence. And but if I was given a life sentence, right, and I would sure hate to receive a life sentence at a late age of the age that I am now. I would hate to receive a life sentence because that's saying I'm not gonna never get out of prison. I'm never getting out of prison, regardless on how I do that time. I'm never getting out of prison. And that's the mindset that I would have going into the system with a life sentence at the age that I am. And you truly have men at such an age going into prison, ain't never been to prison. That's what's so ironical about the story is that you have guys in their old age, ain't never been to prison, but done got caught up because all this met stuff you have, all this ice stuff out there, and it's affecting older men. It's affecting older men, and older men are receiving time because the courts don't care about your age. They send you penitentiary. They send you penitentiary where you gonna learn how to do time, or you gonna time is gonna do you. And you don't want to have time to do you because it's gonna take you to a state of mind that you never knew you could go to. I'm serious. I'm serious about this, right? I literally seen guys change overnight in prison. I'm talking about from being physically and mentally strong, and whatever took place in their life, it broke them down overnight. Overnight, they was out of there. Spiritual broken. Spiritual broken. And but to do time. And that truly affects us. It truly affects us when we are doing time. And yet you might ask me, well, how you do time? Well, how you do time is uh, paying attention, like I always tell you, to your surroundings, not acting out before you think, because when you act out before you think, you find yourself in a lot of trouble. Uh, you're not totally into what's taking place in the facility or what they got going on the facility. You totally into trying to better yourself while doing time. Once again, I talk about the uh, the things they have to offer. You have to indulge in those things that they have to offer because it make your time go away. If just say you done took some courses up, you done took a vocational trade up, all this, and so your day when you leave in that morning, you ain't coming back to that evening, and you so exhausted, all you want to do is take a shower and lay down because Monday through Friday is a full of activity of what you need to do, and and you will appreciate it though. You know, you have guys that don't get into programs because they want to go to rec all the time. They want to constantly go. They're gonna go to all recs. Well, that yeah, you building a concept of body weight. You controlling your body and trying to make your body look a certain way, but mentally you're not focused on that. You can't read right. You can't read right, but you can lift weights, right? What's more important than gaining an education that you didn't have before you came to prison than having a totally physical fit body? Because see, just as well we work on the body, we have to work on our spiritual nature. We have to work on our educational nature that we need dearly. Dearly, you might have to do 5 years before you even must come up for parole, or you have to do 5 years. And just think what you could accomplish in 5 years because there's so much to get into depending on what facility you go to. But you can sign up to some things that's on other units, and they will transfer you to that facility if you be approved. And but they look for people that's willing to try to get in. They say, man, them programs don't help you. But see, you might be right. They might not help you, but you have to be able to help yourself. All you need is some guidance. All you need is an opportunity. See, because I used to go to La Liberia a lot. I used to take my time out on a daily basis to go to La Liberia. I used to go to the regular Liberia, and I would sit in these places like Lala Bill was like 2 hours. Sometime I would sign in for extra hour. And and what I would do is I would study law. I would study law. I would study the grievance manual. I want to know what kind of rights I had in prison. What what kind of rules I truly had to follow. And these things benefit me because not only did I study them good, but I became one of the guys on every facility I went to of people knowing that I was good with grievances. And I was very good. I was so good with grievances that I used to get telephone cases overturned. I used to get dirty UA cases overturned. And that benefited me because remember, I'd done over 20 something years in prison. So in the beginning of my stage of doing time, I didn't know none of this. I didn't have no knowledge at all whatsoever of that. I didn't even have education, but I gained my education while doing time, and I was selfish in a manner of taking advantage of what they had to offer me. I took advantage of that because that's what we have to do, people. We have to learn how to do time, and I don't want to sound like I'm janking somebody else, anything in that nature, because but I'm saying this because it gives you. All right, Lawrence. Good afternoon to you too, baby boy. I pray peace upon your family and that peace is within your life. Uh, but it's so much, like I say, to be thankful for in a sense, even by doing time. Cause see, I thanked him. I made a lot of money filing grievances. I made a lot of money. I made good money filing grievances. And some people, and sometimes I used to file grievances just for free, just for free, cause everybody don't have money in prison. Everybody can't pay everybody. So, and I guess that's why I was so blessed in that nature because I did things for those who didn't have. Even when I used to hustle, right? When I used to hustle in prison, and I used to accumulate all that commissary, I would show love to people that didn't have. You know, and it just was in my nature, because see, just because you had some goals in your mouth, you looked good, you woo starching irons. That I wasn't impressed with that. Some of my partners, they were, and it cost them. But that look didn't impress me. See, what impresses me, is your nature of a person, cause I was a good judge of character in prison, and I wasn't really looking for new friends. So you have some guys try to throw themselves on a relationship with people, but me, I didn't accept people like that because you never knew which kind of character this was. You know what I'm saying? You know, because by me living the way that I was living and having officers, I didn't need nobody to go tell on me, right? And I tried to do a lot of things uh, what people couldn't see, because, you know, I had jobs like working at SEG, and that's away from population, right? And these officers that work in SIG, they totally different than the population officers. So I uh, I did my time. I didn't allow time to do me, and I did it to the point where I benefited in so many areas that you uh, you could you could uh, you couldn't imagine. You couldn't imagine. I used to have officers that used to take wine from other offenders and would call for me to come and pour the wine out. Pour the wine out. I was smelling it, and you know it's already, or it was ready to come out, man. I would go in the building showers, get my other partners, those SSIs, and we would go in building showers while doing count time when nobody moving. And we would cut all them stalls on and have it steaming hot. That steam up, man. And we would sit in there and drink all that. Yeah, my day is starting out uh, as to be expected. I ate breakfast with my mom. You know, she's my caretaker right now, and she always get up in the morning and fix me breakfast. And I'm really thankful for my mother, and I pray that a lot of you all still have your mothers in your life. I lost all my grandparents while doing time, and I lost my father by doing time. And you know, when you're doing time, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, we communicate with these people as if that nothing's gonna happen to them. And one day they tell you, you know, and this what used to scare me in prison. When they're chaplain, they want you at the chapel. Man, I used to be so scared. All kind of things go running through my mind about my mother. But I would get down there and it'd be totally something else. But man, can you imagine on how it feels to receive a call by the chaplain and go down there and find out that somebody died in your family. And then I experienced that when my father had died in 2005. I experienced that. That's a feeling that only people that has ever been incarcerated could know. It's totally, if I was in society and I lost my parents or anything, yeah, we're going to be hurting everything. But to be incarcerated and lose your loved ones, but yet can't attend their funerals, and you might have just talked it to them yesterday. I had a partner, he was out of Dallas. They called him Chucky, he was on McConnell unit. Chucky was the unit clown. He gonna have you laughing, and this boy here was something else. And I never forget he had been incarcerated for a minute. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Uh, but Chucky hadn't had a visit in years. He hadn't had a visit in years, and he had been over there on McConnell for a long time. And one day he had a visit on a Sunday. Chucky had a visit on a Sunday. His mom them came and seen him. He was so happy. That man was so happy when he came from visitation. I mean, Chucky was happy. Chucky died that night. He had a heart attack. He had a heart attack that night. I wouldn't want to die in prison. So each day I'm out here, I'm still doing time out here. And out here, I'm not going to let time do me. I'm going to continue to do time. I'm not amazed of what somebody else's does. I'm not amazed at how somebody else feel. And that go for females or male. What amazed me is my standard of belief, my willpower to stay free. Now, that's what drives me on a daily basis because I used to be a jackal. And when I say I was a jackal, I was a jackal. But being that affected my life totally. I could never pick up a pistol again. But going through that, in which what I went through was a learning experience that I would never forget. I never forget it because, like I said, I came up in a time in prison life where it was dangerous. God kept me safe. God kept me safe. God kept me with a sound mind. God got me out of prison. That's just the only way I look at it because that's who I pray to, my God, on a daily basis. And I feel that whatever God you are praying to, if you pray with a sincere heart, He's going to answer. He's going to answer your prayer. He's going to answer your prayer. I seen guys with life sentences give them back. I seen guys with 50 years and give them back. I seen so much in doing time that I feel that some can go to prison and make it. Some can go to prison and not make it. And I'm not just talking about the things that would take place in there. I'm talking about being able to do time. It would affect some people mentally that they will find themselves in the pure window line. And what I mean by being in the pure window line, the sight line, because they will find themselves on sight pills. We can't let time do us if we are given time. I know a lot of people, they watch my channel, they pay attention to what I say. If you are paying attention truly to what I'm saying right now, then continue to keep yourself from an institution that would hold you for life. It would hold these places will hold you for life. These places don't have no respect of how you feel. The way you feel is how you have to make people respect you, and that's even administration. Administration respected me, and the reason why they respected me because I respected them. I didn't. I wasn't the kind of inmate to curse out laws and all that. You have guys they curse the laws out, and so the law say, "Who said that? Who said that?" And the person that do the cursing won't say nothing. Well, you couldn't do that around me. See, you couldn't do that around me because you're gonna tell it on yourself. You finna tell them people that it was you, and I meant that. I mean that. I mean that because that's disrespectful. First of all, you cursing somebody, an officer out or something, and don't want to own up to it. So they line and say, "Well, give me all y'all IDs." I'm gonna say, "No, you need to just get his ID. You know, you can call it what it is. I'm gonna be ready to squabble, because I'm doing it right then, bitch ass. Excuse my language, but you need to get them people, let them people know that was you." And that's just how I was. I was selfish in a sense. What I mean by being selfish, I wanted what they had to give. I truly wanted what they had to give. And what they had to give was beneficial for my future. It's so much that I've learned while doing time that I can't help but thank them. I can't help but thank them because I appreciate what took place in my life. It was a long time, I never forget. It's been 30 some years since my case was was given to me. Been 30 some years, I think about 33 years ago. That's a long time. And I did 28 out of that 33. Don't do yourself. Don't do yourself. Let it go. Because see, if you've been hustling over a year and ain't accumulated anything, that's because the game ain't for you. The game ain't for you. Try it another way. Try it different. Try it differently. Because if you try it in another matter, it just might be for you. It just might be for you. Hey, this is Andre Wade with Just Release. You know, I already know. You tell somebody about Just Release, tell them hit that like button, tell them hit that like button, and subscribe and share. Because ain't no telling what I might come back with next. Ah.